Hello and welcome back to Marvel Puzzle Quest with me, P.I. McLeod, and we're on day 4096. Looks like we're finally getting Human Torch Annihilus in the daily, login resupply rewards. I kind of, I'll admit, he's one of those ones I kind of forget about. It's not that he's bad, it's just, he's forgettable. It's got a loophole in there and everything, but just characters have become so much more scaled up in power that even when characters are actually kind of good, he is actually pretty good. Not when compared to people that just instant gratification. Anyways, move on, right? Crash the Titans is today. A couple days late, right? They usually give them out on Mondays. We're here on Wednesday, but we've been doing puzzle gauntlets the last 2 days, and before that we were doing the boss weekend that happened, and yeah, we just have things going on. So it is what it is. It is what it is. And I'm not trying to inundate everyone day in, day out with Marvel Puzzle Quest. It's a mobile game. See? Phone. Woo! And so, yeah. Anyways, let's get into this. Today's little mission of ours, right over here. And, oh, I guess clicking a button gives you a lightning round report. Clicking this button gives us our crashes. We have 2 of them down there. Looks like we're going against Lockjaw and Is that Daken's icon? I keep wanting to think that's Samurai Daken. We'll find out when we get there. I go from left and right because that's how you read. Well, that's how I read. For against Lockjaw, he's cheating. I thought he was the goodest boy. Look at him with a 5/5/5. That's not cool. Bad dog. We got a 5/5/5 power, and I don't care if you're a dog lover or not. He's not allowed to cheat. Rules are rules. Lockjaw came into MPQ long ago, like more than half the age of the game ago. Honestly, if it wasn't for this game, and I want to say, oh boy, a little known game back in the day by the name of X-Men Legends 2. Those are the main ways I remember learning about Lockjaw. Big old dog, Black Bolt, or the royal family, I guess their pet. Loyal to Black Bolt to a fault. He's telepathic, but with Black Bolt exclusively, basically. I don't understand that, but whatever, it's not for me to know. And can teleport basically anyone he wants to. He can just, well, as long as they touch him. He can just go up there and be like, hey gang, want to, grab onto the collar or the tail or something? Let's go. And just teleport you through. Now in this game, for some reason, that's represented with charge tiles. Lockjaw is a charge tile character, and he does that very well. He is not as good as some of the more recent charge tile characters because, well, power scaling, that's why. When he came out, though, he definitely had a very interesting kit. It's a little varied, though, and unfortunately in most games nowadays, if you do too many things, it means you're not doing one thing well enough to hang with the big boys. That's kind of what Lockjaw falls into. His yellow is a passive that says, whenever an enemy matches one of your, like just one of your allied or friendly tiles, Lockjaw will jump to the front, take 0 damage from whatever the heck just happened, and he claps back at him for a decent amount of damage. Translation: if you flood the board with a lot of tiles, the enemy can't hurt you. It's pretty good, honestly. But, people want instant gratification, so this is only one hit that you could potentially do on the enemy's turn. People would rather opt to take him out and put him with people that can hit multiple times per turn passively. Hence, Lockjaw doesn't see that sort of play. It would just relied on the enemy matching your tiles, and if you didn't fill up enough tiles, then that means Lockjaw's not doing damage every turn, is he? It's still a pretty good ability, all things considered. His blue is pretty much a grab bag of sorts. It depends on what is the most prevalent color on the board. And fun little trivia fact for you, his blue was the first time we got to see Crystal and Karnak in the game before Crystal and Karnak even entered Marvel Puzzle Quest. Not joking. I didn't know the Human family at all, so when you cast some of his abilities, depending on the color that's most prevalent on the board, a character will come out and do their effect. So you get to see Crystal come out for the Lockjaw's red hit, and Karnak for the black hit, and neither one of them have I ever heard of before at that point. I was like, I don't know who these characters are, but it's kind of crazy that the dog is the one bringing them in to represent, and they're not here themselves. But anyways, years later we got Karnak, and then years after that we got Crystal, and everything's well with the world again. His blue ability, as neat as it is, unfortunately, it's just too crazy. You have to have if you really want a certain power out of it, you have to lean or gather as many colors of tiles on the board as you want. So like, I don't know, but maybe you want the purple power being fired, right? Out of the blue. You'll get it. You have to make sure there's more purple tiles on the board. Otherwise, you're just not getting that ability. Sucks to be you. It had some cool abilities in it, all things considered. It's just, unfortunately, if you can't control what you want, then no one wants to play it. And then finally there's this green. God, I want to say it costs 8 green and makes 8 charge tiles if you have it at level 5, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. But also it has a passive that says if there is a charge tile out in the enemy's strongest color, I might have to check that when I get in there. I believe that's what it is. Ooh, too much. Charge tile in the enemy's strongest color at the start of your turn, he does another passive hit of damage to the enemy. So to round it up, just to sum it up real quick and easy, he likes playing defense on your team if you got special tiles and charge tiles out there. In other words, he's doing 2 types of gameplay, 2 metas, if you will. Special tiles and charge tiles, and that's why he falters. He doesn't do any one thing particularly awesomely, and he has too much of a grab bag mechanic in his blue. That being said, if we fall into one of those traps, if we make too many charge tiles or too many special tiles, he can decimate us. It's just, you know, that's usually not a problem. Okay? I think we'll do this just fine. He's not going to make his own special tiles anyways unless he gets the right blue castings to get Crystal or certain other characters out there. And he's got to get enough green to cast that green to get charge tiles out there. And even then, they're randomly placed. So the odds of him getting a charge tile that's in our strongest color are meh at best. And then we can just match it away, right? Probably. Let's get into it. We get to use Throg. Now, Throg is the better charge tile character. When he came out, which was a little later than Lockjaw, like by a couple of years, I want to say. That was another, like, who the heck is this guy? Are we joking right now? And that's when I learned about the Pet Avengers. So you have, characters like Spider-Ham and Lockjaw and Chewie or / Goose, depending on which cat you want to talk about, and other pet type characters in the game. Well, Throg is the Thor pet character. Hey, what's up, Amos? How you doing, buddy? You got to watch 3 Salesforce commercials, but you're here. What? Salesforce commercials? Okay, they don't tell me what the ads are. Just letting you know that. I would not know that. But thanks for letting me know. That's kind of weird. You need to see this. I've lost the second fight 3 times now. Ooh, okay. Foreboding, but let's get into it. So I just started talking about Throg, Amos, just in case to catch you on where I'm at. And I'm breaking part of my desk apart here slowly but surely. I don't know what this piece is, but I'll figure it out later. Anyways, Throg here is the better charge tile creator, but he has nothing to do really with special tiles, so we don't have to worry about that so much. It's okay. Lockjaw's not going to make many himself either. Pet Avengers Assemble is probably one of his most unsung abilities. Pet Avengers Assemble is a get-out-of-jail-free card in this game. For 9 yellow, but hold your horses, is not really 9. He grants the entire team a burst of health and sends them airborne for 2 turns. Do you remember what airborne does? Airborne basically says you don't get hit. Period. It's not like invisible where you kind of can't get hit, because invisible people can still get hit by random powers and by team hitting powers. Airborne people don't get hit at all unless the power specifically says it hits airborne people, and that's a very, very tiny list. So airborne is pretty much a good way to get out of jail, like especially if you see like, oh, I don't know, let's say you're going against a character and they have a big old red nuke that costs 10 and now they got 10 red. You could just cast this and be like, nope, for 2 turns, no. Now let's get onto the passive part because you know, like they say, but wait, there's more. When an ally returns from being airborne, that doesn't mean this ability, by the way, guys. Mix and match that. There's other characters that do airborne mechanics, and this ability can apply to them too. Not joking. So if, you know, 3-star Colossus does his fastball special and throws, I don't know, Squirrel Girl across the continent, when she returns from being airborne, this counts for that. Destroy all charge tiles in their strongest color, dealing that amount of damage per tile destroyed. That's it. I didn't say up to a max of, up to a cap of, anything like that. This could actually have a ton of damage, and you're safe for the amount of turns that you were airborne if you had to cast this yellow to get that passive ability. That's pretty good. This power costs 1 AP less for each color of charge tile on the board. Again, there's 6 different colors of charge tiles, potentially 6 colors besides team up that can be out there. So this could cost as low as 3 yellow to make your entire team safe. It's a great ability. It's a nice get out of jail free thing, and it comes with a whole passive that works for more than just him. Anyone on his team coming back from being airborne. Can't say it enough. It is an unsung ability. Move on to Zip Zap Zop for 8 green. It is easily much better than Lockjaw's green. It creates charge tiles, but not as many, unless, let's read it. Deals damage and converts 5 random basic or enemy strike, protect, or attack tiles to charge tiles. If an enemy tile is converted this way, any one, just one enemy tile converted, Throg fires this power again at no cost until no enemy tiles are converted. So simply put, if you cast it and just one, like Carnage is out there throwing out attack tiles like crazy, and you convert just one of them into a charge tile with this ability, I know it's random, but it happens more often than you'd think, then he casts it again. Now you got 10 charge tiles out there for the cost of 8 green. And if you hit another one, he will cast it again. And complete with the damage and everything. The damage hits, the charge tiles, the conversion. He keeps doing it until he just doesn't create one again. It's a great ability. Fun fact, this can stack against certain characters. You know, some characters like Beta Ray Bill will put out Clash of the Worthy. So all of a sudden he's creating a protect tile, you know, if he's the enemy, when he gets hurt. And so Zip Zap Zop can create that into a charge tile and do it again. It could be a little bit of a back and forth and get ridiculous. It's a good ability. Unfortunately, it is random. You can't choose what gets created, thus it doesn't get thought about as often. And then finally, there's a hop, skip, and a jump. I like to put this at 3, but honestly, this is one of the biggest reasons I use him. I don't care if it's 3, 4, or 5. It's a great ability just as is. It's a passive that says, whenever you make a blue match, and it says you, it means you, the player. It doesn't have to be him. So he doesn't have to be the one making the blue match as long as just someone on your team is making a blue match. You create a 1-turn blue repeater tile that generates a random charge tile. Okay, there's no max on this. You can create multiple of these repeaters out there. Keep matching blues, keep getting repeaters, right? So at the start of your turn, all those repeaters hit 0, and that means you get that many charge tiles. You know, if you had 3 repeaters, that's 3 new charge tiles at the start of the turn. It's good stuff. If Throg would take damage, the damage is negated, just completely zeroed out. He doesn't take nothing. But a repeater tile is removed, and Throg deals some damage back. Obviously, that damage is what goes up when you put this thing up. Now, for Crash the Titans, this is one of the reasons I would put it up to 5. You're going to match blue tiles probably just randomly as you go. You want green, you want yellow, you want blue. That's your 3 colors. And since Lockjaw isn't really making many special tiles, just put the Zip Zap Zop down. I would put the Pet Avengers Assemble up, the Zip Zap Zop down. The Pet Avenger stays up only because the amount of damage he does when he comes down from deleting charge tiles is just pretty nice. And you're not going to get that many enemy tiles to convert with your green. So, but wait. As always, I forgot to turn the animations on. It's never going to be a week where I remember it right off the rip. I'm just not. I need a post-it note right in front of my camera. Yeah. Here we go. Crash the Titans. Throg versus Lockjaw. Fight! Okay. Well, we got a match 5 right off the rip, so let's go. I'm sorry, Amos, what was that? Oh, yeah, I know you weren't responsible for their nonsense. Yeah. Still, man, sorry to hear you got that those problems with it. See, I want to match those blues and yellows, but I gotta match 4 of this. I have to take it. Oh, he took one of the blues. So here, we'll take a blue to show this off. We'll do it like right here. So we're jumping up and away. He creates a repeater, gets hit, repeater gets destroyed. It triggers that. There's a nice chunk of damage. Match a blue every chance you get. Put that blue at 5 if you got the option to. I see no green, I see no blue, I see no yellow, and those are the same 3 colors Lockjaw wants to use as well, so really now it just comes down to making cascades to force what we want if we have that option. I'm gonna take this green. There we go. I guess I'll take a cascade because I've got nothing better to do with it. I mean, there's the team up I can make, the team up match of 4, but who wants that? I'll take the green. It's more important to have the AP to fire off. Okay, or you could take a match 5 that just randomly falls from heaven. That's great. Happy for you. No yellows, no greens, no blues, so I'm going to match this red over here and hope that another purple falls down to make a match 5 for me. It didn't. Gotta take the chance sometimes. There it is, there's Crystal. First time we ever saw her was that animation. Years before she got into MPQ. Crazy. I don't know what to do. Oh man, I don't want to make that move. What's his strongest color? Yellow? There is one yellow charge tile out there. I could potentially make that do this right here, right? Because it's only going to cost me 3 right now. We got plenty of them out there. It's cheap cost. And then when he comes down, he's going to destroy that charge tile, dealing 2,600 for each tile destroyed. I feel like we might as well do it now while it's nice and cheap. I love the picture too, all the animals getting wild with it, but there we go. And we'll do this again. Up, up, and away. Okay, he's getting a lot of green, which is super annoying. I'd like to do my zip zap zop just once. There's the dog that bit you. Here comes the charge tiles. Now there's 3 enemy tiles out there, so maybe we'll get the zip zap zop to hit twice, but there's only 3. 3 out of 64 tiles. Well, maybe less than 64 because of all the charge tiles. You can't recharge a charge, so. Nope, didn't hit him. But still, I'll take the damage, right? So we have not a single yellow charge tile out there. If there was one of them, I would have totally pet Avengered again. Oh well. What was that? Hey Eric, how's it going? I didn't even see you show up in here. Too interested in the approach on the second crash. Very painful. Okay, we'll get there, man. And Alton, how's it going, bud? The frog versus the dog. That's right. The battle of the Ogs commences. Well, it's actually already commenced. I have no reason to cast that yellow right now. He doesn't have enough AP to even make anything worthwhile. I guess I'll just match this. I'll take the green. We're just going to win a battle of attrition at this point. I'll take the blue into green combo. That seems like the most efficient thing to do right now. And now we get our zip zap to finish him off. Alright, so let's move into the next fight here. Seems like there's a little more anticipation for it. I did not realize. Samurai Daken. Okay, that makes sense. I was thinking Daken just from the icon, but I wasn't quite clear on it. Something wasn't right. Samurai Daken, or basically Wolverine. I mean, if you read the background on him, it's Daken, who time traveled with a magic sword and blah blah blah. He's an MPQ original character. Don't go bother looking up comics on him unless they made one for him recently. I don't know. But anyways, he's an MPQ original character. He's also cheating. You should not follow the Lockjaw's example of Wolverine / Daken, whoever you are today. 555 is cheating, pure and simple. But whatever. Samurai Daken came into the game a few years back. He kind of came in right before a flood of really good characters, so he got overshadowed quickly. He's not like he had a bad kit, but it just wasn't as cool as other characters that came out right around his time. You would think someone with the name Wolverine, or even if you call him by his name Samurai Daken, like I like to, Sam Dak, he would have some sort of good health regenerative properties. He doesn't. His green has a passive that even at level 5 says that, you know, basically does like some board shake. It costs 9. It destroys up to 3 green tiles on the board, and you get the AP for them. Basically making your next cast only need 6 more green because you just gained 3. Just get the math on that. Anyways, but once you get down to 25% or lower health, it changes to this passive ability where he regens health every turn until he gets above 25% health. That's all he's got to offer as far as health regen goes. Hence, he's not really a real Wolverine if you ask me. But anyways, that's what he has for green. His red is a little better. It well, when it comes to damage-wise, it does. It costs a little bit, but on the plus side, it takes a bunch of enemy tiles and converts them to, I want to say, friendly strikes. I need to go look in the game to make sure I got that right. But we'll see when we get into the fight. It has better effect the more enemy tiles it affects too. So unfortunately, if you're going against someone like America Chavez, who doesn't make special tiles, it's not going to do as much. But do it against Beta Ray Bill and you'll be pleasantly surprised. Finally, there's his black. I'm sorry. What's up, Amos? It's that passive regen on low HP that kept getting me. Get him there, and he'd heal up just enough. We'd go back and forth for a while. We eventually get a good cascade. Those good Well, I'll attack that verbally in a second here. Wow, just shook my whole desk. Anyways, talking about board shake. And then finally there's his black. His black is one of the best reasons, in my opinion, to use him. His black, oops, sitting still too long. His black says he has to have so much AP in storage. I want to say it's up to 6 AP, and then at the start of his turn, if he has 6 or more black, he drains 2 of it. I'll have to go look at the numbers. But then he makes some repeaters that do damage based on how many special tiles you have out there. It doesn't count themselves, but it does count other copies of it. It's not quite explicit in its wording, but believe you me, I've tested this extensively because I was curious. So if you get 2 of them out there, each one of them is counting the other one, but not itself. So they're not doing any damage because there has to be like 2 or more special tiles on the board for it to count. Anyways, so if you get it out there twice, that's 4 sets of these tiles, it counts 3 tiles out there, and hence it'll tick down and do damage. It just does damage based on special tiles out there. Fun fact, remember King? King has, and this is just a little trick if you want to go ahead and use it. King has a passive 3-star or 5-star level that when you passively spend AP, King passively gives you that AP you spent back. See where I'm going with that? It's a fun trick to use. Go ahead. You throw in Samurai Daken, throw in King, either star level, get up to that 6 AP number. Wolverine or Samurai Daken will spend some AP, make some repeaters. King just gives you the money back. Next turn, guess what? Wolverine's going to create some more repeaters because he never really lost that AP. And it keeps going on and on and on. And if you have some way to buff that repeater damage, it gets really stupid. Anyways, let's get into this fight. Throg, heal up. I could see one of the problems with this fight would be the fact that Samurai Daken is like over level 300 and he's a 5-star. A 5-star character punches a lot harder than any other star below him. I mean, that's just kind of obvious, right? But the damage difference is huge. So yeah, if we make one wrong step, this could suck. Using our blue matches to negate as many as we can is probably a big deal. Also, if he has enough red if he has enough red available to do his nuke, I think that's when we had saved to cast your Pet Avengers Assemble and get the heck out of there so we avoid the hit from it. You could do the same thing with his green. Well, you know, Samurai Daken's green. You save your yellow for when he's going to cast the green. Unfortunately, Samurai Daken doesn't use any charge tiles, so you got to make all of them yourself. And the only way you're going to do that is by casting your green. Your blues aren't going to get out there long enough to really create enough, because as soon as he makes one match, you're using a repeater up to get the heck out of there. Yeah, it could be a little annoying, but let's get into it. What's up, Bolton? Yeah, he's self-healing, only slightly better than 2-star Ghost Riders. Ugh. I'm not a fan of 2-star Ghost Riders. I need to see that character ascend into like a beautiful butterfly. Otherwise, I don't see the point of that character yet. Oh well, we need yellows, we need greens, and obviously blues would be beautiful to avoid damage. Note that the overlapping color is green, so I'm going to take green as a priority every chance I get, so Samurai Daken can't get it. Thankfully, there's no green match on here, so I don't have to worry about that. Oh, let's check that color passive, right? Wolverine has more than 6 black AP at the start of this turn. Convert 3 black AP to red. And create 2-turn purple repeater tiles. Yeah. So yeah, that's what happens to him. But yeah, you get that AP refunded back to you, which is kind of neat. Although I don't remember him converting it to red. Is that a recent thing? I remember him just spending it before. I might have to research that later. Actually, online research, you know. Okay, let's get this going. We don't want to make any move that helps him out too much. I guess I'll match this black. He's going to get a match 4 blue, which kind of sucks for me. But I don't want him to have the black, so I'm at a crossroads. I gotta take the blue and the green, don't I? Gotta take the green. I don't want him having that. I'll take it over this side. I don't want to give him a match 4, although I just gave him a red match, so I guess that's kind of bad too. I guess I need to get rid of this black. Gave me a green, nice. I'll take the match 5. It's always welcome. I guess I take the yellow at this point. I don't want to leave the black there for him to match. I do want to match this blue that's right there, but that just lets him match the crit and the black, and that's not a good combo against a 5-star. So I'm just going to take the yellow AP and run with that. He gets a little black. There he goes. Match 4 blue, yes please. He doesn't have enough to do much yet, but he has enough black to start draining and creating his red AP he needs. His red only costs him 8. Okay, so I'm going to use this yellow right here. Here's his black passive. He transmuted, he basically made 2 of these tiles. He doesn't have enough black to do it yet. These tiles say if there are 2 or more special tiles on the board when this activates, not including this tile, deal damage to the target. So they're not doing anything yet, even if they count down to 0. No reason to panic yet. I don't want to match that green, because that'll give him a match 5. Well, I'll give him a match 4 black. He won't take the 5. But if I leave that there, he'll probably take that green because it's one of his colors, and I'll get the match 5 out of it. That is assuming this match doesn't screw me over right here. Now, if he gets a match 4, there you go, figures. Remember when I said if it didn't screw me over, that would have been nice. I'm trying to save my green. And the reason I'm saving my green is that when I go to cast Pet Avengers Assemble, it'll lower the cost by how many colors of charge tiles are out there. Excuse me. If I cast it early, the green that is, it gives us time to match away those charge tiles, and hence it'll raise the cost of my yellow. I'd rather cast it all at once. Like, look ahead, see how much AP he's got, how much he needs to cast his red, how many special tiles he has out there for his black, how much green does he have, and then wait until he's going to cast them, and then fire off all my charge tiles, Pet Avengers Assemble, get out of there, and then, you know, avoid all the pain. I could just get rid of one of them right here, and I think I will. I don't see another good match for me, so... Sometimes you want to match those match 4s just because they're nice and pretty right there, but I'm not going to do that. I'm taking this green right here because you know the computer has to match a match 4 when they see it, and there was no good color in there. If it was a match 4 red or green or black, I might have done it just to take it away from him and spite him, but in this case, no. Okay, so he's going to get that black. Thankfully, I won't take that hit. But now he has 10 black. So I got one more turn to wait for this. I'm going to take the red right there. Thank you. Okay, now he's got 3 tiles out there, right? That's going to hurt me. Each of these tiles, that's 1966. For that one, and this one, and this one. Oh, I could just match them away. Full disclosure, if you don't have a board like this, and where I can match these purples away just by moving that one over, if you don't have that situation, you have 3 of them out there, this is a good time to Pet Avengers Assemble. Each of these tiles are going to do 2k damage to me. I'd get out of there, avoid that. Don't let it hit you. But I have the option, so let's just match them away. That one red hit he's going to do with his 8 red doesn't bother me as much, because honestly, I have that. The blue those blue tiles are really nice at protecting you, but yeah, I would save your green, cast your greens before you cast your yellow, but just save it all together. It's a package deal. Don't cast your greens early. Don't sit there and think to yourself, ooh, damage, damage, damage. You know, I'm gonna pump this out early. That's a net. So cast your greens just before you cast your yellow. That way you have a lot more charge tiles, hence saving you a cost of your yellow, and that way you could avoid last minute damages and come down potentially with more damage. If there's a bunch of red charge tiles out there now, that was Wolverine's strongest color, right? Then he's just gonna flatten Wolverine when he comes back down. What was that? Permanent damage stuff? Yeah. May it look easy again. Well, if it's still hard, may I suggest going there and throwing on some certain supports. Now, of course, my supports are going to look different than yours, but you know, take it for what it's worth. You could throw something in there like Lucky the Pizza Dog. I don't expect everyone to have a rank 5 or anything like that, but like some of the first ones. Supported character's damage from enemy powers is reduced. Just reducing the enemy power damage, that's a good thing right there. When a friendly special tile is matched, heal the supported character for 6% of their max health. You make friendly special tiles on your blue. Your blue makes those. When you make a match in the team's strongest color, empower a friendly strike that you don't have those out there. The rest of them aren't that big of a deal. That's lucky though. You could always run in there with, let's see, we're talking, if you want more green, put on Atlantis or Yarrow Root. You can start with some green. Atlantis also, rank 1, supported characters' powers deal additional damage. You could have starting green AP at rank 3, and then all your blue repeaters could do more damage when they get ticked away. If you have rank 5, shoot, enemy powers is reduced by a bunch too. Ooh, here's a fun idea. Element guns. Rank 3, when a supported character makes a match, there's a big chance to fortify a friendly special tile. You could make that blue match. It makes a repeater. Your support would fire afterwards, passively. Has a chance, right? It would fortify that blue tile. It wouldn't go away. It would actually just remove the fortification. You'd still get to keep the blue tile underneath. But you see what I'm saying here. You can put on defensive options that bolster your character. That way you can live through all the rigmarole that Samurai Daken's putting them through. But yeah, that's just my synopsis in a nutshell. I think you could probably get through it. Also, don't forget your boosts, obviously AP boosts or damage boosts. No problem, Eric. Easy peasy. Was neglecting the power of the blue. Managed to clear mind while you were playing with that new awareness. That's good. I'm glad to hear it, Amos. All right. That's it for now, guys. I'm actually on a work break, and it's probably extended my work break, I don't know, too long. All right, thanks for joining me, Eric, Amos, Alton. I appreciate all the chatter. I'll talk to you guys sometime real soon. Later, everybody.